You are in a coffee shop, watching your friend build a whole apartment out of 2 dates. 2. He likes to cook, so she is already resizing the kitchen. He mentioned Iceland, so she is packing their first shared suitcase. You keep your face kind, supportive but slightly worried, and somewhere behind that face, the verdict has already landed. She is Delulu. You have not said it, but you are already judging the model she lives inside. Now rewind to this morning. You woke up, reached for your phone, and saw one number in your bank app. One number. Before your feet touched the floor, that number had become a threat forecast. Rent, savings, failure, adulthood, life going up or down. You did not audit the year, price next month, or include the one decision that could change the line. Your system took a fragment and made a world. It even chose the lighting. Small room, heavy day, future trapped inside a glowing rectangle. Your friend built a future from 2 dates. You built a financial reality from one number. Her model is easy to see because it embarrasses her. Yours feels serious, responsible, almost adult. The frightening part is not that she thinks too much. The frightening part is that you have never spent 1 second outside the same modeling machine. And if you have never stood outside it, what exactly is doing the judging right now? That machine is not abstract. It is your own brain under bandwidth pressure. Your brain is not a camera. It is a compression engine. The world floods your nervous system. The samplers cut first. Light, sound, facial movement, tone, memory, body state. Most data dies there. Already the world has been edited before you call anything obvious. Then inference turns scraps into action. A face means he looks annoyed. A city means Tokyo is efficient. A pause means she is pulling away. Then the stamp machine burns one label onto the output. Reality, not interpretation. The label matters because once it is stamped, the body stops asking whether the map is accurate. It starts walking. That is why a missed reply can feel like evidence, why a bank balance can feel like destiny, why 2 good dates can feel like a floor plan. Every compression loses information, and the cruel part is this: you cannot miss what your model never allowed you to see. So the problem is not just that the model was built from too little data. More evidence would be the easy fix. The deeper problem starts after compression. The model installs itself, then hides the install. Your friend does not think, I have compressed 2 evenings into a romance forecast. She thinks, I can feel where this is going. You do the same thing with a text message. Someone reads your message and does not answer. The screen stays silent. In 3 seconds, your system builds a whole relationship diagnosis. They are losing interest. They are punishing you. They finally saw what is wrong with you. The tragedy is not that the diagnosis may be wrong. The tragedy is that it no longer feels like a diagnosis. It feels like what happened. That explains how a model installs itself, but it leaves a deeper problem. Why does the installed model feel more real than the evidence that built it? Yogacara has a name for this, but do not treat the name like a shrine. Treat it like a label on the machine. Parikalpita, the overfitted model. It does not mean everything is fake. The coffee is hot, the table holds, your friend is real. The point is not to dissolve the room into philosophy. Parikalpita points to something sharper. Your system computes everywhere, then mistakes the computation for the territory. One number becomes financial danger. One sentence becomes intention. One expression becomes a relationship forecast. Then, the stamp machine labels the output, my reality. Parikalpita is not exotic delusion. It is normal operating mode. Compress, model, stamp, install, forget. You are not trapped because you have bad models. You are trapped because the model arrives wearing the costume of the world. Watch the risk climb. First, your friend. Low risk. She takes 2 pleasant dates, a kitchen joke, an Iceland comment, and the model writes, "This could be my life." From the outside, you can see the overfit. Second, the bank number. Higher risk. The app shows a balance, and the model writes, "I am safe" or "I am in danger." The number is real, but the life verdict is computed. Third, the face in front of you. Highest risk. At dinner, someone answers one sentence with a flat tone and a half smile. Your chest tightens before you ask a question. The model writes, "They are disappointed in me." But pause there. Stop looking at the face for 1 second and look at the observer who already decided what the face means. Predictive processing gives the frame. The brain predicts first, then checks the world against the prediction. It does not prove the fear. It explains why experience arrives pre-shaped. Once installed, the model protects itself. It samples what confirms it. It edits what threatens it. "He is not serious" becomes "he opens slowly." "They look tired" becomes "they are angry at me." The model moves in, changes the locks, and leaves no receipt. Now return to the coffee shop. You thought the danger belonged to her. The fantasy apartment, the Iceland trip, the future built from 2 data points. But the instant you named her Delulu, your own system did the same operation. It compressed her story into a character judgment, stamped it accurate, and made you feel like the clear one. Your model judged her model. And because your model overlaps with what the room calls reasonable, it did not look like fantasy. It looked like maturity. That is Parikalpita's sharpest edge. It does not merely produce false beliefs, it produces the position from which you decide what counts as false. You were never standing outside the machine, diagnosing someone inside it. You were another output of the same machine, wearing the expression of concern. Your friend is not uniquely Delulu. Her model is just easier for bystanders to see through. Yours survives because other people often share it. They also treat money as safety, silence as rejection, facial tone as proof, consensus as reality. But the machine is not a prison in the moment you can see it working. Some models track conditions better than others. The bank number and the table are real. The danger begins when the system turns a condition into a total world, then hides the conversion. You may not step outside the machine on command, but you can catch the stamp as it lands. When the unread message stays silent, or the bank number makes your chest tighten, say it plainly. This is a model making a prediction. It is not reality yet. Then ask, what was converted into reality just now? So the question is no longer, why is she like that? The question is, what stamped my model as reality before I even noticed it was a model? Inside the stamp machine, 4 gears decide what counts as me: success, failure, fraud, and proof. The tool you use to manage them runs on the same machine. Next bowl, Impostor syndrome.